All right. Hey everybody. How's it going? Uh I know there's a little bit of delay as always. So I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds so that people can pile up in here so we can discuss a very important thing that just happened. This just happened like a couple days ago. Some of you might have seen me post about this on Twitter. This is freaking huge. This is huge. And I still can't even fully say the extent, the full extent of the whole situation just yet. I can only just give like the beginning bits of it because I can't tell you guys all of the details just yet. But let me just wait a few moments before everybody can get in. What do you guys, some of you might already know. If you've been on Twitter, or if you saw like the community page on YouTube, then you might already know what the deal is. But some of you might not. And it's one of the most exciting things that like has happened in a really long time. Does it involve Tadia? No, it does not involve Tadia. It involves something else. It involves one of the big series that I cover. Yeah, someone said Dune interview. Yeah, you got it. It's a Dune interview. All right. So the other day, randomly, I got emailed by one of the executive producers from Denis Villeneuve's upcoming Dune movie. All right. And I didn't say anything about it. I messaged them. They were like, "What's up?" And basically what the deal is one of the executive producers is going to come onto my channel, and I'm going to interview them about the movie. All right. And so they have asked me to take questions from my audience. So I posted on Twitter, right? This is where you can leave the questions, right? So if you wanna potentially get your question about the new Dune movie coming out, right? This is where you leave your question. You go to my Twitter page and follow me while you're there. Post it there, or go to my Facebook page. Ideas of Ice and Fire. Go there, post it on the post there, or go to the community page here on YouTube. Post it there. So you got 3 different places where you can post your question that you can potentially get answered about the new Dune movie. And there's actually way more to it than that. You guys are actually going to be, I think, a little bit surprised when the other ball drops, because we want to keep it a little bit of a surprise until the interview actually happens. But the particular person that I'm interviewing, I think you guys will be excited to see. All right. So I know you guys probably have a lot of questions already. People have posted a ton of questions. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about the rating. That's one of the questions that everybody has. So I'll see if I can ask something about like what the rating is going to be. Everybody's wondering about the length of the movie. Everybody's wondering about the look of the movie. I saw somebody ask about like the Fremen language. So there's a lot of potential questions to ask. So yeah, so over the next few days, I'm going to be gathering all these questions, picking out the best ones, and then this weekend we're going to be doing the interview on my channel, and then I'm going to be asking the best questions, and then we'll get an exclusive look on Quinn's ideas, never before seen before. We'll get an exclusive look, into the Dune, the upcoming Denis Villeneuve Dune movie. It's very, 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 very exciting, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It was almost like really shocking. Like I almost couldn't believe it. I had to do a bunch of research to make sure no one was like yanking my chain, but like legitimately, like one of the producers from the freaking Dune movie hit me up. That's insane. All right, and then on top of that, this person said that they'd been watching my videos and that they liked my videos. And several weeks ago, I didn't know how much this was true. I got like a random email message from another person that claimed to be working on the Dune production, and they had said to me that like there was a bunch of people inside of the production that were actually watching my videos and considering my videos when they were like working on the movie. And so to have like legitimately one of the executive producers come to me and say, hey, dude, I've been watching your channel. I like your videos. Hey, you can interview me about the freaking movie. It's unbelievably exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait to do this. You guys can probably tell how excited I am, right? You guys can probably tell. Uh yeah, man. So like I said, you guys got 3 places to get your questions answered. Potentially to post your questions if you want to get them answered. Go to Twitter, Quinn of Mirath on Twitter. And you can post it in the post where I'm asking there. So I just want to have them all in specific places. Like don't put them in the comment section of this live stream. Put them on Twitter, Facebook, or the community section on YouTube where I have the specific post that's exactly for that. Because I'm not going to be able to answer all of them. So I'm going to have to like curate them and pick out the best questions or questions that keep getting asked over and over again. So I already I've heard people ask about the rating, of course, the look of the movie, the length of the movie. People have been asking where exactly the movie will be split. So yeah, we're excited, man. We've got exclusive. We've got the exclusive scoop coming to Quinn's Ideas. We got the exclusive scoop. All right. Dude, your videos are making us Dune freaks. Videos. Awesome. Yeah, someone's asking what time will the interview be? We haven't decided an exact time now. So here's the deal. I'm going to collect you guys' questions, the ones that I think are best. And then I have to send in the questions to the producer so they can look at them. They'll send me back, maybe reject certain questions, maybe add in different questions. Because, there's still going to be certain things, I guess, that are off limits, potentially certain things that still need to be kept on the down low. And then there's also, I've heard about a lot of things beyond just the movie and the graphic novel. And there's a lot more stuff happening in the realm of Dune that has not been announced to the public yet. And so that's really freaking exciting. Moses Salmon says executive producer or producer. Executive producer. Gargus Bloodlust says this movie is going to be so good if they understand as much as you. Yeah, well, from what I hear, the script is really good. I haven't had a chance to look at the script yet. I'm hoping that I will eventually. But it seems like this is going to be a really legit movie. And like I said before, guys, I trust Denis Villeneuve. I've seen his movies. I've seen the work that he can do. And I just recognize passion when it's there. And he seems like a really passionate guy and a guy that really wants to make Dune happen on the big screen in a way that it's never happened before. So, oh my God, I'm so ready to see this movie. I'm just as excited as any of you guys. Shining Star says, I hope the writers understand Dune as much as Quinn, otherwise it'll flop. Well, here's hoping. I'm sure there's people that understand Dune better than me, for sure. There's people that have been reading these books for decades upon decades. Someone said, I've heard rumors of Dune getting a video and tabletop games as well. I'm worried about how this will turn out if they make it into a franchise. Do we want a Dune-iverse? Of course we want a Dune-iverse. We already have the book Dune-iverse. We just need to expand that into movies and TV shows. And then there's, of course, the Sisterhood of Dune show that's in the works. But yeah, the tabletop game is already out, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't played it yet, but the tabletop game is already out. I don't know if I can say this. Yeah, the tabletop game is out, but yeah, and there's more to come. I don't want to say anything that I maybe can't say because I don't know exactly what I can't say and can't. Eric Nolan says, you happy about Sanders, Punk? Absolutely. Fox and Barrett Show says, yes, I want a Dune-iverse if the setting and sparkle is correct, man. Heck yeah, man. Let's do this thing. let's do this thing. So we've already gotten a lot of great questions for me to ask the producer on Saturday or perhaps Sunday. It'll be Saturday or Sunday. So we've already gotten a lot of great questions. Like I said earlier, if you have any more, go to Twitter, find the post, ask them there. All right. Lee Skinner says, isn't Dune just Warhammer 40,000 for people who listen to Radiohead? You know, well, here's the deal. Warhammer is a ripoff of a lot of different science fiction things. It's got a lot of different science fiction stuff going on. But Dune is one of the main influences. And I've recently started to dig more into the whole Warhammer thing because I'm doing a video where I'm going to be comparing Dune to Warhammer. But, you know, it's not like Dune is not a version of Warhammer. Warhammer is a version of Dune. All right. So Warhammer is just Dune, not Dune is just Warhammer. Right. You know, correct the phrasing. Correct your phrasing. Someone saying never got into Warhammer. Warhammer sucks. Well, I'm researching it now, so I'll let you guys know what it's all about. All right, LML is popping in. This mic's not turned on just yet. All right. Dune, someone says Dune is to Star Wars as Game of Thrones is to Lord of the Rings. The more adult and complex sci-fi there will be market for it if done right. I agree, and that's why the question of the rating of this movie is like a super important one, because are they gonna like to stop at the PG-13 thing, or will they push it to like R? Oh, you got a haircut, dude.
Yeah, got a fresh buzz, man.
Yeah, I couldn't get my hair done because
you couldn't. That's disappointing.
The lady was not there. Yeah. And I don't know if I'll be able to find somebody in Chicago that can braid my hair.
Maybe she was phone banking for Bernie.
Perhaps.
Maybe. I'm sure we can find somebody to braid your hair. There's people around here that know how to do that.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be in Chicago for like a week making some videos with this dude.
Yeah, how's my I think it looks like I did a pretty good job. Looks pretty round. Yeah.
Indeed.
You got pretty round heads. See, I got a good round head for this. Otherwise, you don't want to shave your head. I mean, you can, but you know. Yeah.
Yes, we were talking about this crazy like this Dune interview that I'm about to do.
Yeah, dude, you're about to be, guys. He slow walked this to me. We're talking on the phone for like 5 minutes about something dumb, and he's like, "Yeah, I got something. Frank Herbert's grandson, something executive producer. What?
They don't know who it is. They don't know who it is.
Oh. Well, you got to tell me if you're doing some sort of dramatic, slow reveal, man.
I'm not supposed to reveal that yet, but yeah, whatever.
What are you supposed to reveal and not reveal?
It is an executive producer, but
I thought that was in your tweet.
No. But now the world knows. It's okay though. The people on this unlisted stream have inside information. The people on the unlisted stream now, you've got some inside.
Well, so what did you tell them?
Shh, can't tell anybody. I was just telling them about. I was just telling them the basics of the whole thing. We're gonna get questions from the executive producer, and I was telling them where they can submit their questions and how they can, all that stuff. There's a lot more secrets though. There's a lot more secrets to be revealed.
You're just being secret to be a big dork, though. Like, there's no actual. He didn't like tell you not to tell people who it was or anything.
Well, we were gonna keep it like secret, but whatever, it's fine.
Okay. Well, in any case, the point is, it's an executive producer of the Dune movie, and they told Quinn that they've been watching his videos and that they're good and they like him. Which I was telling you, Quinn, probably means that they might have been using your videos in order to bring people up to speed that are coming into the project. Because if you're like the set designer or makeup artist or anything like that, you may not have read the 8 books in the Dune lore, or have time to do that. But your videos are like, better than Cliff Notes as far as rapidly giving someone the important parts and details combined with all the good fan art that you curate in your videos. So the idea that it's getting passed around among the people that are making the good movie means that the fan art that you're selecting is influencing how they're seeing things. The themes that you're highlighting from these books hopefully are being drawn attention to, and then they came to you to hype the movie. I mean, guys, this is huge. This is so fun.
Yeah, it would be great if they had been like watching my stuff. Like that is an amazing feeling that is like possible. that happened. I'd never like thought that would be like a thing. But
well, that's the thing. It's like we were talking about, the powers that be understand where the street cred is. They understand where the fandom communities are. They're online. They're on YouTube. They're on Reddit, and they're on bulletin boards. And so if they want to connect with the community and get the word out about their movie, then they're, coming to you is one of the best ideas they could possibly have, actually. It's very logical.
Unlike, David and
I think
Dan,
I speak for everyone when I say that we're all very happy for you.
Yeah, I'm just happy that I get to, finally get some more like concrete information about this Dune movie.
True.
Like,
The
I'm
pure
super
nerd
excited.
aspect of it. Yeah.
Right. And it comes straight. I'm the original source, guys. It's not like looking somewhere else for it. I'll be the original source, which is freaking awesome. It's insane.
Somebody's like Tadia cameo. That's even better than a Quinn cameo. That's cool. Tadia
That'll
cameo.
be crazy. Oh my God. A cameo in Dune? That'd be nuts.
Yeah. I think you should demand to be a nameless Fremen just so you can get the blue eye treatment. And you have a still shot of you with like blue Night King eyes. That way I can include you in one of my spoof videos and claim that you're another.
Like I said, I just need to be in one little shot so I can continuously like show it to everybody for the rest of my life.
It's totally
be like,
reasonable. We can get that. I'll have my people talk to your people. We'll get it. We'll get the language worked out. It's cool.
Like, this is me in the Dune movie.
Fremen number 5. There you go, Gary.
Exactly.
Nice.
That's all I need.
Comment up. Click on that one.
It doesn't even need to be like a full second.
Thanks, Gary.
All right.
Super chat.
I got a super chat. Quinn and LML, what kind of Dune games do we want to see in the future? What kind of video genre stories, for example? I don't know. I think Dune, well, the original Dune like PC game was like a strategy game, wasn't it? It was like almost, I don't know exactly what kind, but I don't know what kind of game Dune would be. I guess we just have to like see what they do. I don't know if it will work as like an action game. I could see them maybe making like some cool like open world game. Maybe they'd have to they'd have to leave it open for interpretation. Like I imagine like a game about the Fremen, like running around the desert, going from siege to siege, riding worms. Like I don't know. There's a lot of potential for that. Maybe
doing Fremen things, riding worms.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. On Arrakis, but I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't played video games in so long, and the ones I played were like Street Fighter and like Tetris and like Doom and Quake and stuff like that. And so I don't.
Someone said a city simulator. That I don't know how that would work. Like Sim City, but Dune. Like you have to like mine spice melange.
Yeah, you can only build castles and like spice trawlers, and there's only one disaster, which is the worms, and that's it. So it's kind of
that's funny. Yeah. Worm attack.
Doing Minecraft. I don't know, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I can see that like a Warcraft kind of game. Now that I would dig. So because they have so much in the rival houses. I mean, you could just put different houses on the same planet and say you have to terraform faster and manipulate the resources. And you could make up new locals instead of the Fremen on each planet. And, you wouldn't need to do it on Arrakis. It's just the whole idea of like competing for resources with other imperial houses with tons of plotting. And yeah, that would be a good game.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Dune game was like big back in the day. Like there was like Dune and Dune 2. I never played it. But apparently a lot of people really like those games and like are super nostalgic about them. I don't know how they played, so I could see like them maybe like even remaking one of those games and just updating it and re-releasing it.
Yeah, RPG would be cool. You'd just be basically waiting to get like the weirding the weirding magic. Everything up to that would be bullshit.
The weirding way.
Yeah.
See, maybe
the weirding way.
Someone says like No Man's Sky, but a finished product. Hey, don't hate on No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has been updated like consistently, and No Man's Sky is a great game now. And like all we're waiting for No Man's Sky is like desert planets with worms, right? Once we have desert planets on No Man's Sky with sandworms, like you can just live on Dune in No Man's Sky. So just give them a little bit. They've improved that game so much. Anybody that's been playing it knows how much that game has improved. It's finished. You can't hate on them anymore. You can't hate on Hello Games anymore because No Man's Sky is great. Someone said Dune 2 didn't age well. That's the video game. But at the time, it was amazing. Cool. Someone says, we need sandworms in No Man's Sky, right? Why don't they have those yet? It's crazy. That was one of the things that got people most excited when that game was first announced. Freaking sandworms.
Yeah, they better have sandworms. And they better be good. They better be God's own sandworms, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they did pretty well for the time, but the technology's come a long way. We can definitely get a better sandworm, you know?
Yeah.
The old ones were like moving Sarlacc pits, basically.
Someone says, I've played the Dune PC game. They were RTS single player. They were good games. Interesting. Yeah, I missed those games. They were before my time, just by a little bit. Like when I started playing computer games, I was playing like Sim City and stuff like that. Not the first Sim City, like Sim City 4. So it was like later.
I played the first Sim City because I'm old comparatively.
I've never played the first Sim City.
I was very young when I played it. I was like a nerdy, 10-year-old or 12-year-old or something. But I played the first one, just like I played the first Warcraft, like the first one when it was all the zigzag, yes, master, little orcs and shit.
One of the questions I kept getting to about the new Dune movie, one of the questions that I kept getting to about the Dune movie was like people were wondering, what's their philosophy on like the balance between practical effects and visual effects, computer generated effects, which I think is a good question.
Turns out all the sandworms were actually just hand puppets and they just zoomed in on them. And
I mean, they were puppets in the David Lynch movie. They had to be, but they looked crappy because of that green screen. They looked so bad.
It's not easy being
but I know,
a sandworm.
But I know, like now, like I know they have an of course, the worms are gonna have to be like mostly CGI for the most part. But like I know they can look better than they've ever looked before. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah. The stuff that doesn't look realistic with CGI is like fur, right? The sandworms will be fine. They're
like the dragon. They're like the dragon in Game of Thrones, right? So it's
they'll be. Yeah, the dragons were easy. The dire wolves were like very hard.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I know we're not going to get because in the end of Doom, there was like that giant sandstorm battle. I know that's not going to be in this movie because of that.
Hey, somebody's shouting out Bernie and Rage Against the Machine at the same time. That's awesome. I love both of those things, Bernie and Rage Against the Machine.
Someone says, have you heard that Bernie Sanders won the New Hampshire primary? Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did hear that. Quentin, did you hear about that? I heard about that.
Yeah. Congratulations to Bernie Sanders.
It's almost like the people want change and they're sick of bullshit.
Heck yeah.
Or something.
Hey, you don't know if the sandworms will be furry. Let's hope not. See, that's the cool thing, though. We don't really know what the sandworms are going to look like. Everybody's had a different interpretation every single time.
So you mean just like Neverending Story gave us the shaggy Falcor versus Drogon? Maybe we'll get the shaggy sandworm. Is that the?
Let's not do that.
Are they supposed to be? Is that like the book canon that they're furry or something? Or
no, they're not. They're not furry. I think the person was just making a joke.
Yeah, that would be like a cheat code. It'd be easy to climb if they had fur. Like,
you know what I would like to see, since
have to get those harpoon hooks and shit.
I would like to see, since we're like living in the future and we have all this advanced technology, I want to see like the sandworm open its mouth, and I want to see like the glowing inferno of its insides. Because in the book they talk about like how there's like this fire inside of them. So I want it to be like, oh, and it smells like cinnamon, and so like
that sounds
like,
great.
I want to see that. That sounds like cool. Yeah, that sounds super cool because they like radiate heat. They're like the dragons in A Song of Ice and Fire. They radiate like heat for some reason. That's just like the way.
Yeah, that sounds more like the fireworms, the Valerian fireworms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, by the way, I've heard are in Dorne sometimes.
Yeah, so I want to see. I'm so curious to see what Denis Villeneuve's sandworms look like. God, I know it's going to be breathtaking the first time they show them, because they're not going to show them at first, and then it's just going to. I feel like I can already see the movie. I'm too excited. I'm like way too excited.
So,
tone
having
it
just
down a few bits.
having just you're definitely Quinn. You're at like an 11. I need you like an 8.5. No, one thing that I was thinking about, having just rewatched David Lynch's Dune, is that Paul's character development is something that they didn't have time for. We start off right before his awakening, and he's already basically very smart and perceptive and quickened. And then like he very quickly levels up. I almost joke that he's kind of Mary Sue-ish in the movie, because he just sort of like is the one, and so can do everything. And it feels a little bit unearned. There's some cool things that he does, I guess, but like I would like to see a little more growth. I mean, obviously in the books you get more context for his life. So what would you say, Quinn, are the themes of Paul's story that are important to hit in this movie?
Well, for me, I think they need to do a good job at like creating a sense of ominous foreboding for like what Paul is doing to the Fremen as a society and as a culture, right? I feel like if this movie, every other adaptation has presented it as Paul coming in and saving the Fremen. But I feel like if they are thinking about the future movies, how they need to present this as like kind of like someone that's coming in and kind of washing away a culture and like undoing a group of people, and it's like kind of a tragic thing almost. And also we should like we should feel a sense that this is not necessarily like a good thing even for like the people of the universe, because Paul does eventually become a tyrant. And it's like, yeah, so that's what I want them to capture. I mean I don't want it to be full on like Paul is the Messiah, he is a god, because every single adaptation is like, oh my god, Kwisatz Haderach, he's a god, he's saving the universe. Well, that's not what's happening.
What he ends up doing is like winning a knife fight with Sting and then hissing at the Reverend Mother, and then it's like he's the one. And it's just, I guess the point I'm making isn't like that he's not necessarily like a Mary Sue, but the more point is that we don't see the development. Like it's obviously that he's trained with Picard and that other guy or whatever. I'm sorry, I've just got the movie in my head, but Patrick Stewart is kind of always Picard to me. But yeah, I know he trains and stuff, but I guess what I'm saying is that the movie is very condensed. And so you don't see much outside of this one moment where he's transforming from young Paul to the Kwisatz Haderach. But we don't really get to know young Paul. We don't see him really that vulnerable. You know, when the first thing that we see happen to him is that his father dies and his house collapses, but he doesn't feel anything because he's already like tripping out and stuff and smelling the spice. So I guess my question is like, not to say that he's not qualified, but I would like to see more of the development. So I appreciate the character, because if he is going to a dark place, like you're saying, I need that to be set up more. And you don't see any of that in the movie, that like he's going to be a dark,
not like in the
character.
book at all.
Yeah. Does that make more sense, chat? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like set one off or anything.
But no, there's a great scene in the book where Jessica kind of starts to realize what they've done in creating Paul. And it is that scene in the desert where she's looking at him and she's seeing that he's kind of becoming awakened. And she's kind of freaking out. She's kind of freaking out because I think personally in that moment, she was thinking, we've created this being, but can we really control this? Because she brought Paul into existence out of love. She was supposed to have a daughter, and she betrayed the sisterhood. And so it was always in the back of her mind, oh, he could be the Kwisatz Haderach, but she never expected for him to come to Arrakis, ingest melange. None of this was supposed to happen ever. So it's kind of like, oh crap, what have we done? In that moment, she's kind of shaken, like, whoa, I'm freaking out a little bit.
And that didn't come across in the movie at all.
No.
She was a little bit taken aback, but it was mostly just like, you know, father. It's like kind of like cool and weird, and I don't know.
Later, he's dead. No.
Exactly. He's dead. Yeah. And he's like, I know. And so that's what I'm saying is like, it's a little bit of the brand problem where they made him too cold and impersonal too soon. And so I don't feel connected to the character really in a way that I do with, say, Jessica or even some of the other side characters. And the other character that I want to learn more is Dr. Kynes, you know, because in the books that was so much more important. But there's a super chat there.
The ecology of the planet and all that stuff. Garcus Bloodlust says, 14.99 super chat. Thank you so much for your super chat. This is for you because I absolutely love your videos. The ultimate guide to Dune. Congrats on this exclusive interview. You deserve it and earned it. And hopefully this is just the start of things yet to come. I hope so. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I'm super excited about this interview. If you're just now getting here, the big news was that I'm going to be interviewing one of the executive producers from the upcoming Denis Villeneuve Dune movie. And yeah, so that'll be in a few days. You guys want to ask some questions, go to the community page on YouTube, post your questions on the post there, or go to Twitter, find the post there where I'm asking for questions, post it there, or Facebook. So you got 3 individual places to post your questions. I will take the best questions, curate them, the most asked questions. I got to send them to the executive producer. They got to review the questions, maybe accept some of them, reject some of them.
Even if you don't think your question is great, send it in, because the raw number of questions is a reflection of, you know, the enthusiasm, and it would be awesome to show, you know, this guy and the people in the movie that, like, people are hungry for it, that y'all are fired up. So, you know, don't hesitate, send them in.
Let them see your excitement. Like, post your questions. Any question that you might have about the upcoming Dune movie. This is like an awesome opportunity for us to get this exclusive access into like an inside look into the movie. It's really exciting, guys. Super freaking exciting. Yeah.
So in the book for Dune, how far do we get with Paul's turn to darkness? Is that all in the next following books? Or is there any clues about that?
You see the hints of it, right? So Paul starts to see it in his vision. He starts to see this, like, this jihad. He sees his father's banner, the Atreides hawk, like attached to these warships that spread out across the universe and lead to countless death. So he's seeing it, and it's like,
okay, that sounds a little ominous.
he's like, what is this? This is terrifying. How can I stop this? And he's like, no matter what he's doing, he can't unsee the jihad. No matter what path he takes in his presence, he can't stop seeing it. So he's trying to stop it, but he can't. But
so my question for the person you're talking to then would just simply be something along the lines of, how much of that do you plan to explore in this movie or movies, if they're going to, you know, make more than one? And how much a part of that, of his character, is that element going to be for you? Because like I said, what I'm getting to, and I have read the Dune book, but it was so long ago, I can only have the movie in my head, because the movie I watched when I was a kid and it's just ironed in there. But the movie, like I said, is kind of whitewashed as far as Paul goes. Like I said, he's impersonal right away. They don't get to the dark stuff, and is sort of just a little bit empty as a person. And so I'm very curious to see a character that's more relatable and interesting, because I think that's what's in the books, is it not?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And when I say relatable, like, not that you like love him and agree, but a character that makes you feel something, you get into his decision making, and you have an opinion about it, and you, like, you know.
Yeah, and I think especially Dune Messiah is a very sad book, where you see like a lot of Paul's pain, the agony of just like being prescient and knowing the outcomes of every decision that you make. It's like, it really weighs on him. I got another super chat. Thank you so much, MHWDJ. They say, play AI Dungeon. It is a text-based D&D, but with an AI as game master. Interesting. You could literally make any scenario, even Dune. It is still buggy though. Cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I've actually never played Dungeons and Dragons, because just like, I don't have enough nerdy friends that live near me right now to play it. But one day I'll play Dungeons and Dragons.
How many people we got in the stream here?
250.
Nice. Hit that like button, folks.
Yeah, guys, hit the like button.
Like. You can breathe fire on it, or you can depress it, or give it a little boop.
It's a 2-part movie. Yes, indeed, Gracian. It is a 2-part movie.
I thought so, yeah. So that means that we'll have time to explore a little bit before and a little bit after, like I said, the kind of narrow view that the David Lynch movie takes. So
apparently, cool. Yes, apparently, like, all the characters are being expanded upon, pretty much. And it's a deeper look at all the characters. So yeah, I'm super excited, because if you look at like the sci-fi miniseries, it was about 4.5 hours long.
Okay, no, hold on. There's a very important in the question in the chat. Is it Atreides, or Atreides nuts? It's one of those. They're not sure what the.
Anyone. I sometimes say Atreides and I sometimes say Atreides. But I was going to say, if you look at the Sci-Fi Dune miniseries, which a lot of people say like, oh, it's long enough so that it captures like the essence of Dune. It's only 4.5 hours long, 3 episodes. So if you look at this movie is, if both of these movies together, is probably going to be about that same length, if not a little bit longer. So
Brian M's like, the nuts must be silent.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be a little bit longer. So we might have, I think Denis Villeneuve will have an opportunity to probably capture even more detail in his two.
Harkonnen or Harkonnen?
Harkonnen. It's Harkonnen.
Harkonnen.
It's not Harkonnen.
Okay.
It's Harkonnen.
Well, so the choices were Harkonnen or Harkonnen. So it's the second one, Harkonnen.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
It is definitely Harkonnen. I know some people will say Harkonnen.
That must be. All right, the chat is going tonight. I'm feeling your chat. You guys are just right at my level here tonight. This is perfect. What's the topic? The topic is Quinn's big interview with an executive producer of Dune, whose identity is totally secret and hasn't been leaked by me 10 minutes ago at all.
No, absolutely not. Andrew Church says the audiobook says Atreides. The audiobook has a lot of different interesting pronunciations. Like everybody pronounces a lot of words.
Tires too.
It says what? Oh yeah.
Patire Baelish.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, audiobooks.
Trees. Yeah, it's not all. It's like it's just with these most of these words are made up anyways. Not Atreides, but a lot of them are. So it's like, you know how it is. I got another super chat. Darren O'Rourke says, "Do you think it might be better to make the other book into TV shows?" Maybe. I think that Dune Messiah and Children of Dune could work as movies. I think God Emperor of Dune could work as like a longer movie too. I think you should make one movie for God Emperor of Dune probably. Yeah, but they've already got one TV show in the works, The Sisterhood of Dune. So it's about the Bene Gesserit sisterhood.
They should make another movie called Lawn, Dude Face says.
About called what?
Dune. Lawn. Just lawn. like a lawn of grass.
Yeah.
After it's not a desert planet anymore. Remember, they flooded Arrakis, so the next one should be lawn. They've got grass now.
You're going robotic. You're like cutting out.
Let me jump out and in.
Okay. He shall be back later. So guys, if you don't know about the big news, yeah, so like I guess, yeah, more people are coming in. Big news is I'm going to be interviewing an executive producer from the upcoming Denis Villeneuve Dune movie. And they have asked me to ask my audience for questions. Like I said before, find me on Twitter, find the post your questions there. It'll be awesome. All right. Hey.
Somebody needs to bring Chris Matthews to fucking heel, man. That guy is off his chain, dude. Man. I mean, he's always been a little bit like, but like he's gone full Matthews. Yeah. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The haters can't stop us.
Nope. Chances if this movie is successful, then the other Dune books will be adapted to the big screen. I think this movie will be pretty successful. And I mean, if you just look at what's going on, you got Denis Villeneuve, who's like a star director of Hollywood. He just got named like the director of the decade, right? So, and then you've got like Timothée Chalamet, who's like a rising star. Like he has his own gigantic fan base. People like love him. Zendaya has her own huge fan base. Jason Momoa is one of the biggest action stars in the world. Like Stellan Skarsgård is one of the best actors of all time. Like, and he's playing the frickin' Baron Harkonnen, like an iconic sci-fi villain. Like there is so much like surrounding this movie, and like all they have to hit it out of the park with is the marketing. And
I mean, so all of that just screams ambition, right? Like
yeah.
that means they're really going for it.
Yeah,
why wouldn't you? I mean, Dune is an ambitious story, so
it is, and they've just like filled it up with A-listers, and it's just like they're really like going for it. And I'm just, Charlotte Rampling as the Reverend Mother, guys, Helen Mohayim. They've got really just like A-list, like great, like awesome actors for these characters, and I just can't wait to see it. Someone said, I can't wait for the adult Aaliyah casting if they get that far. That would be curious to see. It would be in Dune Messiah, so that'd be about 2 movies away. Let's see. Someone says, God, I hope we get some good sci-fi for the next decade. Hopefully a lot of the good sci-fi that we get the next decade can be Dune. Hopefully it can be the rest of the Dune movies. Like, wouldn't it be awesome? So we as a society and as a species, we got to Children of Dune in adaptation form in one time. We can do it again. We can get to Children of Dune, and this time maybe we can get all the way to God Emperor of Dune, and then my life will be complete. If I can see the Worm God Emperor on the big screen, you know, my life will be fully complete. My favorite book in the series. Well, actually, Dude Face, you can check on my channel, and I actually do have a video where I rank all of the Dune books, but my favorite one is God Emperor of Dune. I just love that book so much. It's so epic. It's so... What is that noise? It's so epic. I'm not sure
man. We're having a sci-fi, you know, kind of stream here. I'll put the delay on. Wait, hold on.
It sounded like a screaming cat.
There we go.
There it goes.
It's like Forbidden Planet style. I won't overdo it though. It's okay. Carry on.
I forgot what I was saying. Theremin was like a ray that wiped my memory. Delete my train of thought.
Favorite book in the series, Dude Face.
Yeah. Well, anyway, God Emperor of Dune. Yeah, I was saying God Emperor of Dune's favorite book. There's so much like philosophy in that book, like crazy worm dude talking about philosophy, talking about how he took over the universe to save everybody. He's really bitter about it.
Is my audio better, by the way, or is
much better?
Okay, cool. All right, good.
Much better.
I'm pleased.
What is the big news? The big news is I'm interviewing an executive producer from the Denis Villeneuve Dune movie, and they want you guys as questions. They want you to ask them questions. Well, they want you to ask me questions so that I can ask them questions. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna bring it. We're gonna do the interview on this channel on Quinn's Ideas. It may or may not be a live stream. We will see. We haven't worked out all the details yet, but yeah.
Hold on. Let me just. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Sorry. That was my Bill Orley.
Is it true that Michael Caine is playing Paul? No. Timothée Chalamet is playing Paul. I do not know who this Michael Caine is that you speak of. Okay. Why are they passionate about Dune and bringing it to the screen? See, if you want to get your question answered, you need to go to Twitter, post your question in the post, on the post. You know, that's what you need to find. You need to locate that, find it, or go to the community page on YouTube and find that post. And that's how you get your question answered. Do not ask it here because I can't take questions from the chat. I can't take them out of the comment section of the live stream after it's posted. Have to be in those 3 places, which I have, told you guys about.
Just keep saying it every 10 minutes, man. It's okay. They'll forgive you.
Stop the hammering. I must continue the hammering. You don't understand, Shining Star. If I don't continue the hammering, then people don't understand. Unless you're actually hearing hammering. I think she means.
I know. I was
hammering.
Like,
I thought she meant me like hammering in where to comment, but I have to keep hammering it in.
That's not hammering. You wouldn't describe that as hammering, right?
No.
The caterwauling, perhaps, but.
Someone says, what the F is Twitter? Christian Bale is good, but not for Later the Second. No, I don't see Christian Bale as Later the Second. No. I don't know who would be good as Later the Second. That's interesting. That's an interesting, guys, who do you think could play a good Leto the Second? I don't know. Me. Obviously, they should just hire me, obviously. No, it would have to be someone with an awesome voice. And also someone that's just got they need an epic voice.
How old should they be?
They don't have to be that old necessarily, in their 40s maybe, because Leto the Second, his face in the book is actually described as being really smooth. That's the only part that he keeps from the sand trout from covering. So it's just this uncanny, smooth human face, but a worm, everything else.
Oh, so somebody. Okay. All right.
People are saying bring back James McAvoy. I'm talking about like the God Emperor version. Yeah, so James McAvoy played Leto in the miniseries, and he was really good, but he was like the younger version.
Take care of y'all chicken. That's good advice, Marshawn. Thanks, Marshawn.
Well, you know what, Matthew? David Bowie's dead, so we can't like raise him from the dead to have him play Leto, can we? Tom Hiddleston. That's low key, right?
That's not bad.
He's okay, you know. Yeah, he might, you know. That'd be interesting.
Put on your red shoes. Sorry.
Wesley Snipes.
Bow, 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 bow,
Michael Fassbender. Yeah, I was thinking Benedict Cumberbatch, maybe. Eddie Redmayne. I don't know about Eddie Redmayne. He's a great actor, but I don't know if he'd be Leto. But maybe. You know, because it'd be behind a bunch of makeup, and then they'd be like maybe like CGI body prosthetic thing going on. Nicholas
People are asking for your Twitter handle, Quinn. Your Twitter handle, Quinn.
You can find me. You can find me. Yeah. So it'll be in the chat. He's posting it. Someone said Sean Connery. No. Daniel Craig, maybe. I don't know if Daniel. Maybe. There's so many potentials, but nobody that like really stands out to me as like this is Leto. Yeah, we want somebody.
Sean Connery is retired. That's absurd.
Yeah, and we gotta. Yeah, Paul is also Leto is also like half Fremen too, so he might not be like totally a white guy. But then again,
it's pretty dry for a white guy.
Yeah,
pretty wormy for a white
guy.
But
we don't exactly know. And that's not like necessarily too important. Patrick Stewart, maybe. No, not Patrick Stewart. He's too old. Patrick Stewart's too old to play Leto II, even the God Emperor. And he's too Patrick Stewart. Someone said Robert Pattinson, Idris Elba, Jared Leto, Bill Clinton, Tilda Swinton.
You know, Jared Leto is. I like that. The name synergy, and also he just looks a little wormy. I could totally see that, man. That's I like that one.
People are saying Tilda Swinton. They want to gender swap Leto II.
Do worms have a gender? Really? I mean, it's a worm.
There's a funny part in God Emperor Dune about that. He talks about how like every time someone comes in, they always like look for a penis. And he's like, maybe I should put like a prosthetic penis there to give them something.
I'm all worm, baby. That's it. I'm just a worm and a face.
Yeah, so you guys down with the gender swap in Leto II? You guys down with it? You guys down with Tilda?
Definitely. This chat will be 100% down, I can
tell. I have seen Tilda Swinton play a man before. If you look at the movie Suspiria, she literally plays an old man in that movie, and it took me a minute to be like, wait, it took me to the end of the movie to be like, wait a second. That was Tilda Swinton. There's this movie where it's about these witches that own this dance studio. And not only does Tilda Swinton play like one of the main witches, she plays the old man that's investigating the witches. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, she is talented, dude. Like, seriously, I was wanting her to be the Reverend Mother, but Charlotte Rampling is excellent.
Yeah, that's like that's how Martin Lawrence used to always play all the characters on his show, you know? Just like that, right?
Yeah, almost.
Really talented, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay will be like, this spice is raw.
What is this? God, get this out of here. This tastes like chalk. Chalk with a little bit of water sprinkled on it.
Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter as Leto II. Oh, Daniel Radcliffe.
Very, very dramatic. Yeah, he's done all that Broadway now, so he's ready to go.
Someone says Suspiria is so good. Such a good movie. And I'm talking about the remake, not the original. The remake is better.
Yeah, it needs to be somebody way more troubled. Like Radcliffe is a good dude. That guy is just beams happiness and innocence. We need somebody like troubled. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say so. Because the thing I like about the character Leto is that he's kind of mad. He's kind of like a little insane in his own. He's not like
Well,
He's
he's
not
half
like,
worm, right? And
yeah,
he's mutated himself through heavy drug use. Of course, he's half
yeah.
insane.
So it's just like the stuff. There's a funny scene. Oh, this is one of the funniest scenes in Dune ever, in any Dune book, where it's like this one of the, because he clones Duncan Idaho over and over again. Like when everyone dies, like he just makes a new one. So like they always get mad and like eventually like try to kill him. So like one of the Duncan
I'm
Idaho.
sorry. Somebody said Seth Rogen. I can't unsee it now. Seth Rogen's face with a worm. But I'm no help. I'm no help at all here. Anyways.
Anyway, one of the Duncan Idahos comes to Leto and he's all like getting ready to kill Leto, but Leto already knows that this Duncan is about to kill him, and he's got the like lays, like the lays gone under. And like so Leto's just thinking about like how he's bored. He's like, oh, freaking Duncan's coming to kill me again. Our rebellions are so boring, whatever. They're born out of the same pattern. And then he's like, oh my God, he's pointing a gun at me. He's like, by God, he's caught me dozing off. And it's just so funny for some reason, because he's so bored by the fact that like Duncan is coming to kill him that he's like literally like daydreaming right in front of him while he's got the weapon pointing at his face.
That's how I picture Bran, like right before the Night King showdown. He's like, I'm going to go away for a while. He's like, I basically just have to kill 25 minutes. I know I can't do anything. And so I'm just going to like fly the ravens around. Is it time yet? And then he like wakes up. He's like, yep. Hi. Oh, there's Arya. Okay. Well, that was fun. Well, let's go be king.
Do you know that cartoon, Billy and Mandy? Did you ever see that cartoon?
Sorry.
Oh man, there was a cartoon called Billy and Mandy, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and they did a God Emperor of Dune episode.
Somebody's like, Joe Rogan, God Emperor. Have you ever tried spiced DMT?
He's like, you got to try this spice, man. This is like oh, I could see Joe, because like he has like in God Emperor Dune, he's got the spice flaps. He's like, lick my flaps, man, you'll trip. You have like the craziest trip in your life. Lick the flaps.
Yeah, man. I went down hang out with those Fremen, man, and boy, those Fremen, they are crazy. They give you tons of that spice, and that just blow your head up, man. I tell you what, there's nothing like it. Have you thinking you're like some sort of sandworm God Emperor or something, man? I don't know. I just tried it as my freelance Joe Rogan impression, but I can see it. That's good. That makes sense.
Someone said, "My Terry flaps. Only a certain kind of person will understand the reference." Suck my Terry flap folds. It's a Rick and Morty reference. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
Gotcha.
Leto the Second should be voiced by Mark Hamill. No, we keep all that Star Wars stuff off of Dune. Nothing against Mark Hamill though. Lick my flaps. Yeah, in God Emperor of Dune, Leto makes Siona lick his flaps, and she has like an awesome trip where she's. Well, actually, it's not awesome. She has terrifying apocalyptic visions. If you go by the description in the book. Super chat, Benedict Cumberbatch for Leto the Second. You know, I like him. He has a great voice. It's epic.
Rami Malek, that would work too. That's not bad.
Is that the Mr. Robot guy?
That's the person who played Freddie Mercury, right?
Yeah, Mr. Robot. Yeah, that's him.
I mean, if Freddie Mercury were alive, then we would just take him. But I mean, I don't know.
Colin Farrell.
God Emperor of Dune with like, I kept the buck teeth just for humility. The rest of me is worm.
Tom Hardy, no. Tom Harris, no. Colin Farrell, no. Colin Farrell was in this weird movie I saw recently called The Killing of the Sacred Deer. It was super bizarre. It was like this retelling of like this ancient like Greek myth, but it was like weird.
Obama,
weird.
yes, Obama. That makes sense, actually.
Yes, but Barack Obama as Leto the Second.
That would be
I can
awesome.
see it now.
Yes. The right would have a field day with pictures of Obama as a sandworm. They'd turn that into some sort of conspiracy thing. They'd be happy. The rest of us would be like, yeah, this is strangely works for me.
I show you from atop of God's Olympian perch. I can't do an Obama impersonation.
Oh, somebody's saying Sting. That would be cool. Bring Sting back. Yeah. He looks the same basically anyway. So
keep all the David Lynch off of this.
He could still be Fade. Yeah, no, he could still be Fade.
No. Fade. They need to get a kid that looks similar to Timothée to play Fade, because like they're made from the same similar genetic stock. They were supposed to breed Fade Ralph and Paul Atreides. Yeah, they were actually supposed to breed. They were supposed to breed and create the Kwisatz Haderach, but Paul is.
Oh no, that would be an interesting way to go. I mean, the world might be ready for that. It's 2020. We didn't get Finpo. I mean,
we can't
they're
have
gonna have a knife fight. You know, a knife fight, sword fight.
Yeah, I mean they were supposed to breed, but since they can't breed, they have to have a sword fight.
Take that, chat. Do with that what you will.
I mean, that's what happened. So,
man,
it's Frank Herbert, not me.
I'm out of here, man. This fucking woke shit. God damn it. Oh, they're kissing.
There's a scene in God Emperor of Dune where the character Duncan Idaho gets really mad about these lesbians kissing, and the character Mineo, who's Atreides, he's just like, just calm down, dude. It's fine. He's like, lesbians kiss.
And I know Paul was supposed to be a girl, y'all. I know. I'm just being dumb. Come on.
I wonder how people that accuse like Denis Villeneuve of making Dune woke would react to that, because like Frank Herbert literally goes through this whole thing about homosexuality where he's like checking Duncan Idaho, and like Mineo's all like, homosexuals have been among the greatest warriors in our history, and he starts naming all these like homosexual warriors, because like Duncan Idaho is like brought from the past, so he's like backwards. So Mineo's like, oh my god, this like primitive like man, he's like doesn't understand that it's okay for like lesbians to kiss or whatever. So that's such an interesting scene, and I wonder about all the people that call the new Dune woke. Have you read that? I bet you haven't.
Yeah, because that's like, it's the same way. It's even more clear than Star Trek giving us like a post-racial future. Is like they're specifically contrasting that post-racial future, or in this case, just not post-racial in this case, but just like a society that's evolved past certain kinds of prejudice, being contrasted with somebody from the past who carries that prejudice into the future, specifically so they can draw that contrast. So, I mean, you can't really miss that if you read it.
Andrew Church says, and some of the Duncan Idahos were Golas were gay. I don't think that's explicitly stated, but I totally believe it. And I even think, so here's my personal theory. I think that there might have been something going on between Mineo in his youth and one of the Duncan Idaho Golas, just based off of that scene. Because Mineo says something, and then Duncan's all like, "Oh, it's nice to learn about you, Mineo." And then Mineo's all like, "Yes, Duncan, I've learned about you several times." And I'm like, what the heck is that supposed to mean? And then Duncan gets mad. He's like, "Are you suggesting?" And then it's like, it gets like, he's
you're
like,
always doing shield practice again.
Yeah, he's very obviously like, it's a very suggestive conversation. I suggest anybody go back and like look at it if you hadn't seen it in a long time.
Okay, so somebody in the chat is saying that more woke talk means that Dune's going to fail. So he's saying that we should change, actually. Dune previously has been woke, but we should change that, or else it will fail now. Because if it continues to do what it did before, that's now okay. So we need to change that, because some people are sensitive to that stuff and can't. I think I've made my point. All right.
Someone in the chat someone said before, Dune isn't woke, it is awakened. And I like that.
Father, the sleeper is now woke.
Exactly.
The sleeper is now awoken.
Exactly.
I'm feeling
John Cena. That's the God Emperor, guys. That's who I'm interviewing too. I'm interviewing John Cena.
I do agree with that, Greg Wilson. Don't talk about it is good. Like, I mean, yeah, that was one of the worst things about Game of Thrones, is not that it has anything to do with woke, but just the directors after the fact, like talking way too much. It's like, let your work stand for itself and let everybody talk about it. And that's definitely the way to go.
The problem with the Game of Thrones guys is they would act like A Song of Ice and Fire doesn't already have like feminist ideals, right? Or just like humanist ideals. They would act like it was something that they were putting in. But like really they would do less thought out female characters. They would like kind of like make them more one-dimensional. They would be going backwards and then like sucking themselves off like they were doing like awesome work. I'm just like, yeah, you guys suck.
I hope Denis Villeneuve doesn't read Reddit. No, he doesn't. He watches Quinn's videos apparently. So he's done well with his internet choices.
I can only hope that Denis Villeneuve has seen one of my videos. That would be amazing to know. Dude, if I could talk to him, that'd be freaking great. If I could just be like, hey.
Oh man, if you saw Bjork in concert, you were lucky, man. I saw Bjork live a couple of times. That was amazing. Bjork's unbelievable. Yeah, exactly.
Quinn, going out of the way to preach his wokeness into Dune tropes will only hurt. Who's going out of their way to do anything? I mean, just mentioning something is going out of your way. I mean, I don't know what you mean. It's not
Yeah.
going out of your. I'm not going out of my way.
I mean,
to do
anything that's
anything.
done heavy-handed is going to suck. Whether it's highlighting a theme or highlighting a moral or introducing a character or foreshadowing. I mean, anything you do should be subtle and in the context of the movie, so that it doesn't take you out of the movie. That applies to everything.
The only thing that's annoying to me is that when people ignore stuff and then like try and gaslight other people as if that stuff doesn't already exist. Like, because like, I mean, I don't know. That's the only thing that bothered me. But uh I'm all for like just being honest about like what's there, what's written in works of fiction,
Yeah, X 1990X is like, imagine being triggered by diversity. That's kind of how I feel about it.
I mean, especially when the whole point of Dune is like we need to diversify so we don't get destroyed by the great enemy. I mean, that's like Leto's golden path. He's like, I'm gonna make them stagnate so that
I kind of object to like drawing a fence around certain ideas and be like, well, that's woke. I'd be like, okay, I guess it's like,
yeah,
seems like sound logic to me, but okay.
Yeah.
But we don't need to belabor the point.
Yeah, who cares? It's like whatever. I feel like woke right now is just like such a like wide like net. Like people just like people throw that word around that it's almost like meaningless at this point.
Yeah, it's like fake news or something. It's now applies to like everything, anything that someone doesn't like or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
When it used to be a specific thing, but
and I mean if you look at how crazy older sci-fi is, like read Larry Niven's Ringworld and how crazy that is, and just read Asimov, and like that's what I mean. That's like, I don't know. Just pick out the ideas that are found in like,
I feel like a lot of times it helps to talk about a specific thing. Like when you talk about things in general and say this is to this or this was that, like, okay, fine. Well, what about it? Like, let's get into it. What is it like? I mean, what just on anything, let's break it down and talk about a given movie and what it did and how it expressed a message and how it did that and what worked and what didn't, but whatever.
Someone says, but homosexuality is thing I want to know before everyone starts calling it woke. Yes, it is. I just talked about like that whole scene in God Emperor of Dune. There's like multiple mentions of homosexuality in Dune. There's like when the God Emperor is explaining why he has a female army rather than a male army, like he's talking about it. And then there's like that whole scene with Duncan Idaho and Moneo that's like really tense for like some reason, because Duncan clearly has some pent up stuff that he's like not letting go of. It's very obvious, but whatever.
Somebody's saying that there's no gay robots in Dune, but that presumes all kinds of things about robots, such as gender and preference and all kinds of things.
Did you just assume that robots gender? No,
they might have.
Yeah, the Baron is totally gay.
You know what? Robots
I forgot about the Baron.
They want to in the privacy of their own home, as long as they're not plotting a takeover of Earth or anything.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the Baron too, who is at least like bisexual. But yeah, he's like
he's just like ultra deviant. But yeah, he's
a sadist. He's a sadist sexually.
Yeah,
he's like. But yeah. Let's see, robosexuals. Is that from Futurama? That's from Futurama, isn't it? Robosexuals. I love that freaking show. Like that's one of the best sci-fi cartoons. Like there's so many sci-fi references in Futurama from just like everything. Futurama is one of the greatest.
I have to remember not to just read the things I'm seeing in the chat. I almost read something like, oh, no, that's funny, but I can't read that. I'm loving you, chat. You're doing great tonight. This is great. I'm going to get a new drink real quick. Hang on.
You're doing excellent, chat. Second sci-fi same-sex kiss. What are you talking about? John Very made interesting. You guys are asking all these weird questions now. The chat has been destroyed. Frank Herbert himself was conservative, but didn't stop him from using his work to criticize both sides overtly. That's woke. If that's done honestly, it'll piss everybody else off. See, that's what I agree. Shouldn't woke be like considering the nuance of every situation and like taking a step back and not being partisan and like looking at everything? Like, isn't that what woke is? I don't know why woke is just like one
Well,
side
so
of things. Like woke should be
what
like
I'm
actually being observed, like looking at everything. I don't know.
what I know is that the word woke originated with certain black people as a way of talking about white people that weren't racist, or that weren't racist, but people that had begun to make themselves aware of the systemic racism to some extent, so that you don't have to talk around them in ways that you might other people. But now it just means, basically it's become synonymous with politically correct, which is another term that's been bent all out of shape. So that's why I said it helps to talk about the specific issue instead of using all these buzzwords that, like, set people off and convey a lot of things that you might not be willing to convey. Like, let's just talk about the movie and the plot. And if there's a specific thing that seemed like it didn't work, like if we're talking about Star Wars or whatever, like, let's talk about each element and say this worked and this didn't, and then try to figure out, because we're all writers. What we really want to do is figure out how to tell good stories, why a story was good or why it didn't work. And that's really like the lens that I like to think about things through,
Dang, I highlighted the wrong comment. If you Google search Ixion AI Dune, the top 2 hits are Quinn vids. Heck yeah. That's good to know.
Nice.
Yeah, I've worked really hard to like.
Oh. Hey, yeah, I don't know where Quinn went, but I think I am now the only person in the stream.
Learn. Like I was saying, I've worked really hard to like cover.
And that's why moon meteors are going to end the second book. Oh, hey, Quinn, you're back.
Yes. I vanished for a split second. I accidentally like hit backwards on my mouse. But yeah, like I was saying,
I got stage fright. I just started saying moon meteor, moon meteor, moon meteor, and that's
But yeah, that was the whole point of like me creating like individual videos about like the bits of lore in Dune. So that, like, you search for it and I would pop up. You want to know anything about Dune? Search for it and you'll see my video.
It was a very sloppy coup attempt. I wasn't ready. I didn't realize my chance was going to come. I just wasn't ready at all.
I should banish you for this.
You should. I was
banished. No.
All right. Anyways, so let's move on and stop talking about words in an abstract sense.
It says, who's going to be playing Fade Rotha, and have they gotten somebody in mind? I want to see.
Is it going to be a different rock star? Yeah.
I don't think there is any word on who's playing Fade Rotha as of yet. No. I don't know if he's going to be in the first movie, actually. We'll see.
How cool are the folding space effects going to be? That's the question I want to know.
Yeah, I wonder as well. Because like they've always like it looked like really weird and bizarre in the sci-fi miniseries and like really stupid. And it also looked really weird and bizarre and stupid in the David Lynch movie. So
yes, David Benioff is in the chat. You see that?
David Benioff.
Yeah, man.
It is the actual David Benioff. He's obsessed with me. He drinks a lot.
He has to hound you because you don't come to the production meetings for the adaptation of Tadia that they're working on, and they don't know where to go, and they're getting ready to just, make their own shit up and make somebody Cold Hands that isn't Cold Hands. So you have to like start coming to these meetings.
It's not going to happen. They're getting sued. They're getting sued.
Screw you, David Benioff.
I will sue you, David Benioff, for everything that you own. By the way, if you're curious, click the link in the description. You can get put on the mailing list for my upcoming graphic novel, Tadia. It's a mythology story about witches and all that jazz. Nice little horror story. Be out in a few months. Click the mailing list. You can get discounts when it comes out, as well as like previews and stuff. Yeah, do that.
And so, what was I going to say? I'll think of it in a second. Never mind. I lost my thought.
Let's see. How about Villeneuve finished adapting the first book and then passes the torch to Bong Joon-ho? I don't know who that is. That's like a Korean director. I don't know who that is, but yeah. But that'll be curious though to see like if Denis Villeneuve does do this first Dune movie. Will he go on to do also Dune Messiah and Children of Dune, or are they gonna like pass it on to a different director? So I would be curious to see like how exactly that would work out. because he might not want to continue and do all of them. He might have other projects that he wants to work on. He might have his own other movies that he wants to do. So
the kind of questions that these people want to get, Quinn, are questions like, how do you plan on honoring all the great work that Frank Herbert did while also, retelling the story in a way that everyone is really excited about, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think one of the important things with adapting someone's work who's no longer with us is that whole process of how do you approach doing justice to the original work. The fans care a lot about the work, and you don't want to do what the Star Wars just did, right? And just step in it all over the place and get panned widely. You want to do something that people feel like is there. So I would open up that topic and see what they have to say about it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, I got to send in all the questions for them to approve them anyways. So they'll end up picking whatever questions they want.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to end this stream pretty soon because I've actually got to go and clean my entire house and get ready to go to Chicago in a few hours. I got a flight in 5 hours. So like I said, guys, if you want to get your questions answered, go to Twitter, find the post it there. That's probably the best place on Twitter. Quinn of Mirath on Twitter. Hunt me down.
You know what? I'm actually going to grab your tweet and copy the link, and I'm going to put it in the chat right now. There it is. And in fact, anybody who's rewatching this stream, if somebody finds it, they will be able to see that link in the chat and click on it. So
Yep. So you can click that link right there. Ask whatever question you want about the upcoming Denis Villeneuve Dune movie, and I will be interviewing one of the executive producers on this channel Saturday or Sunday, guys. It's freaking happening. It's an exclusive scoop. Super exciting. Yeah, man. I can't believe it happened. I was so shocked when they messaged me. I was like, what?
So this is the time where you want to make sure we were all subscribed to Ideas of Ice and Fire. Now Quinn's Ideas, the artist formerly known as Ideas of Ice and Fire. Make sure you hit the subscription bell, and then on your phone, make sure your YouTube app has notifications on, because you might miss the Dune live stream if it happens live. So make sure you got all those noties on, hit the bell. So you'll
Maverick, if you don't have Twitter, you can go to the community page on YouTube, and you can also find the post there to post your question. All right. So it's not just Twitter. And then there's also a Facebook post that you can also find. So you got three different places to go.
No sad faces.
Yep.
And then, of course, real quick, if I could pump my stuff real quick.
Yeah.
Ultra quick. Yeah. I just did a video that's going very well. It's called "The Doom Was an Inside Job." I know you guys like conspiracy, the kind of folks that are in the chat tonight. So here's a link for that. And it is the theory that House Targaryen paid the Faceless Men to pull off the Doom, talking a Song of Ice and Fire, obviously. And it's tasty. I thought it was far-fetched, and I went digging and found too much evidence, so I made a video. There it is. And you can subscribe to my channel too. And like Quinn said earlier, me and the two of us are going to record. We're going to hang out this week and record a bunch of discussion about the 23 most interesting plot lines that we're looking for in The Winds of Winter. And then we're going to cut them up and edit them and release a bunch of short videos, topic by topic. So yeah, we got stuff coming, and subscribe to my channel with all the link there, because half of the videos will be on my channel and half of them will be on his channel. So
yeah,
thanks everybody.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Click the link in the description if you're interested also in my upcoming graphic novel, Tadia. It is a horror story about witches that I created. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited to interview the executive producer of the upcoming Dune movie. And we're going to get out of here. You guys can look forward to more content from me very soon. And definitely check out LML's video. It's really good. I've watched it. And yeah, it's epic. Peace, guys.
More witches.